And we are back. Welcome, everybody, to another episode of the Channel 135 podcast. This is the show we talk about our favorite things in life, movies, TV series, and pop culture. I'm your host, Cams, and I'm, proud to be here with Uso from our Empty Out the Clip, the EOTC podcast. Leti Smith, what's up, Uso?
What is up, producer Kez, man? Thanks for having me on, Oos.
Oos, man. Oh, dressed up for the occasion, man. I'm privileged to have you on, bro.
Man, Tulsa King, man, we don't play, bro. We don't play, Oos.
Man. Yeah, man, we don't play, man, and you're definitely showing that. Man, we are here to talk about the Tulsa King, the Taylor Sheridan TV series that's on Paramount Plus in the States. It's on TVNZ Plus in New Zealand. Yeah, man, Taylor Sheridan, if you don't know him, he's the writer of Yellowstone and the hit Yellowstone and the movie Sicario. And Sicario 2, that's at the movies a couple years ago. But nah, man, Tulsa King is here on the Paramount Plus, starring Sylvester Stallone. So like a crime drama, some comedy in there. It's a thriller. It's would you say it's like a mafia movie? It's a gangster movie that way. Definitely a gangster movie.
I think it's definitely up there with the new way of like seeing it through Dwight's eyes versus the way shit is now, you know? Because you gotta remember, bro, this guy was away for a long time. But yeah, it's fucking awesome, mate. Like, I suppose if you thought that, like you said, if The Wire and The Sopranos was a hit for you, well, then this would probably be the of everything that's out there at the moment. Like, this would probably be one of your catches, eh? Especially if you found Yellowstone cool, because it's like bits of like elements of this that you'll find in each of those sort of watches,
Definitely, bro. We're proud to talk about this TV series. It is, like you said, for me, a really cool series and probably something different too. Like you said, the Taylor Sheridan's sort of like a superstar for Paramount Plus these days, and yeah, you're right. It's got his Yellowstone, his touch on this New York sort of gone to the countryside, the cowboy film or TV series. Yeah, we'll talk about that. But firstly, the Channel 135 podcast is brought to you by the WesWes Network. Go check out the network's website, www.weswesnet.com. There you can find all the links to all our podcasts and articles there. You can also find the Channel 135 podcast on all the socials we're on. And like and subscribe our YouTube channel, Movies and TV, the WesWes Movies and TV YouTube channel as well. All right, Luz, man. Before we get into it, I just wanted to talk to you about the genre we're about to discuss. So, crime, mafia, gangster, TV series, Tulsa King, with an added bit of cowboy drama as well. But now we've had a whole bunch of crime, mafia, gangster drama TV series in the past, man. I just want to talk to you about, man, what are your favorites out there? What's your top 3, 4?
In terms of mafia and like crime syndicate stuff.
Yeah.
Just what I put out there recently, but this would be easily top 3. But if I'm gonna give my top 3 of all time, I'd probably go Sopranos, Boardwalk Empire, and then probably this, bro. Just of recent, only because I haven't seen Wire and any other stuff. But I like the attachment to realism or stuff that's happened in history, like in the Boardwalk Empire. There's that stuff that happened with the standoff at one of the polling gates, where what's his face? Al Capone's brother passed away, and that was legit, because there was a moment in time where the Senate couldn't control the crowds, and the Union was locked out from all those guys with bats, and the unmarked cop car pulls up with the guys who stepped out, Elliot Ness and that, and shot fire at, the films, and that was something that they played out in the Boardwalk Empire. But like with the Sopranos, it's more the realism of like shit that happens. Like I found that it's happened in my life. So I'll be like, man, sometimes you gotta be cold hearted and like just to get ahead, man, or like just worry about yourself and your own family, instead of trying to fix everyone else's family. I'm like, man, Tony's the man.
Yeah.
But this is a breath of fresh air, bro. Like it's just like, oh my gosh, he's keeping the old school ways, but living it in today's age, like literally in 2025, man. So that's different,
Yeah, no, I love the genre. I love the genre in the film. I was a big fan of The Godfather and Martin Scorsese's films, his trilogy of gangster films, his Goodfellas, and his latest one that's on Netflix, The Irishman. Yeah, man, I'm just a fan of the genre, and like you, the history of it all, American history of the American Mafia, and And a lot of those stories in real life come through in film and TV. Yeah.
Yeah.
So The Sopranos, like you mentioned, man, for me is number one, is the ultimate.
Mm.
And just the dynamic of a mafia family in New Jersey. It's not like the big time ones of the five families in New York. We're focusing on a small crew in the or small
Yeah.
unit in New Jersey, which is out of New York.
Yeah.
New York is like the big dogs, but these guys are just like up and coming or doing their own thing. Hey,
Mm.
they're like the little brother to New York. Hey, and New York looks at them like they're like, oh fuck, these guys, they're like
Yeah.
little kids. Hey, but Tony Soprano, he holds his own
Mm.
in that family, and it's all about his life and his family life too, which is really interesting. Like he can go home and have dramas at home with his family, his real family, his immediate family, his wife and kids. It's like family man.
Bro, it's legit, man. Hold
Mm.
up.
And then he has to deal with the problems at work, like his crew in New York and the FBI and everything. And he's so stressed that he has to go
See a
talk
shrink.
to a psychiatrist.
Yeah, man.
Like, man, if you're a working guy and like you got all these stresses at home and work, and you got big responsibilities, like you can relate to all that kind of stuff. Hey, you relate to it.
Yeah, yeah.
But the thing is with Tony Soprano, he's a don. He's a boss. He's a mafia boss. So it's life and death, right? It's life and death. He makes decisions
Yeah.
that like he has to avoid the FBI. He has to avoid getting killed. He has to make decisions for his crew to go into business and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, it's really, I don't know how you can handle it. Eh? Like it's cool to watch because you're watching his life and you're thinking, man, this guy's the man because he can handle all that. Well, we think he can handle because he has to go see a shrink. But just man, it's just so intense. Eh?
Yeah, well, see, if like you mentioned about the Godfather and all that, and that's written in the books, but see, that was obviously from a vision of a guy who was telling the dude to write the book, right? That was his retelling of the story of how it worked, without saying how it worked, you know. But you look at like history, bro. Like board of directors literally comes from the way the mob is set up. You know what I mean? You can have all your people sitting at the table, but there always be a chairman of the board. That's literally like how the mob have run things, and that's pretty much the blueprint of how corporations run. So there's never a deadlock of 6-4, because at the end of the day, the last vote goes to the chairman of the board. So that's why he has a seat. But Tony Soprano just literally showed what the underboss was, right? You can be the face of the family, but the guy pulling the strings is usually the underboss.
Yeah.
And like that was something that the mob never, or the FBI could never figure out. It's like, fuck, if this guy, so he will get all his indictments and they'll come fuck the guy who's at the front, not knowing that, bro, no matter what you're doing, the shit's still ticking over, and people are still backing checks, for their collections and stuff. But that's what was cool about the Sopranos too, just the explanation of how things run.
And that storyline was funny too, because Uncle Junior, like he thought he was, he wanted to be the boss. All this time wanted to be the boss, and when he became the boss, you're right, man. All the other captains, captains, going, man. And then Tony said straight, "No, you guys kick out to me. We'll act like he's the boss, and so he can be all the target on the of the FBI in there." So it's funny. Yeah, man, Sopranos, man, they're definitely number one. I agree with that, man, because that gave us a version of the mob. Because the movie Goodfellas did that, gave us not the high-ranking guys in the mob, but the soldiers.
Yeah,
Goodfellas is all about focusing on the soldiers and what they were doing, and so sort of Sopranos sort of did that by taking us out of New York and putting us into a small crew in New Jersey. You talked about the history of the mob and coming through on TV and that, and you mentioned Boardwalk Empire because that was history one. Hey, they had real life characters. Had like Luciano was in the 1920s during Prohibition, and it focused on Nucky Thompson, who was a real life guy in New Jersey. He wasn't Italian; he was American, but he was in the politics too. He was in the politics side. And so when he got and took advantage of the prohibition law, so he did his own deals with the higher ups and other places around the East Coast in Philadelphia, Wexy Garland, and in New York with the old guys before the commission started.
Yeah.
So it was real interesting, the Boardwalk Empire, to see that part of history before the commission started, and how Lucky Luciano and Maya Lansky, they were young at the time, like they're just coming up, finding their own way, and deciding that we'll start this crime syndicate and will connect everyone all over the country, which is like, man, a big idea, eh? And amazing how it started from that. And that's cool. Only thing about Boardwalk Empire, they cut because they had to cut it short because they did season 1 to 4, and then they cut 7 years out straight to season 4 was after
polio they were kind of saying, what is a black man who owns a strip club or like a club where there's no fucking sort of integration. What the fuck?
That's right. So it was a shame that they did that, but I guess HBO didn't want to put any money in the show anymore, so they had to cut it short, which was a shame. But that was a awesome series for me, like just to take it to that time before all the stuff happens. But how did you like that program, the Boardwalk Empire?
I love that, bro, because it showed the realism of having the ledger book. It's like, I'll scratch your back, you scratch my back. In future, that's what Nucky was actually portraying in that, because you look at all the connections that he made through just bootlegging, and then what the next thing that came after that was the narcotics, man. And it was like, how are we gonna get this up and down the coast? Because they literally built like Atlantic City from it, you know what I mean? And just the integration of colors and Palangis at the time, but it also showed the power of the Irish mobsters who were bringing in the liquor as well via ships. But no, it's a whole lot of history that fucking you would never have learnt it if you were trying to read about it, right? But if you watch it on a film and you're engaged, you'd be like, what the fuck? There's a lot of the stuff that happened. It's like, man, the way they portray it on screen, it's like fucking telling that. It's like, it's enough to make you think like, fuck, man, that must have been some sad times, bro. Oranges with with cases of fucking liquor underneath it, and the person shipping it had no idea what was going on.
Yeah. Like I said, man, it's a shame they had to cut it short, but I think it was so expensive. Because if you want to film TV show in the past like that,
period correct day, like for back then, fuck yeah,
all the cars, all costumes and that, like, man, think of how much money it's cost to make a show like that. So that was for me. That was my number 3. So if I had the top 3, it would be Sopranos. Then The Wire, number 2 and 3 would be Boardwalk Empire. Tulsa King will come 4th, man. But man, it's not fair, man. You haven't seen The Wire. You should watch it, man. That should be next on your list.
Yeah, I knew.
Finish. Because The Wire is totally different. It's the same thing, but we're focusing on the city of Baltimore and the drug dealing on the streets and the war that goes on between because you got the east side and against the west side. But you got on the west side, you got the two. You got one guy that controls the west side, but you got the east side. The guy there, he controls the supplier. So he supplies to everyone in Baltimore. And then you got the guy on the west side who's coming up, who's the king of the west. And but you also got this young guy that comes up in the west too. He wants to take over. So it's all of that. And you got the police department that are trying to take them all down. And then you got the politics in the mayor's office who are corrupt. So the city is corrupt too. And you get an insight into how that city works in terms of like where they put the money for the law enforcement. Like for them, the law enforcement is all about the numbers. Like they don't care what the thing is. All they need is the numbers of the homicides to go down, and they'll do whatever it takes to make it go down. They don't care about the people on the streets. So yeah, it's all of that too. But man, that's one you should watch, man, because there's a lot of good characters in there too.
It sounds a bit like the Denzel Washington movie where he's the traffic, the drug lord. What's that movie called? Can you remember what that's called?
Oh, American Gangster.
American Gangster. Is it similar to that, or just in a little miniseries?
No, American Gangster is high level. He's the top boss. But this is about the guys on the streets. So these are the drug dealers on the streets. So it's more like they're battling for their corners. They call it their corners. So it's like that. But yeah, it's cool, man. It's got some good, cool characters. There's a character in there called Omar, who's the guy on Boardwalk Empire, the black guy on Boardwalk Empire. What's his name again? The guy with the scar on his face.
Was it Nucky White? Was it Mr. White? Something White.
Yeah, White. Is it Chucky White now?
Yeah,
something like
Chucky. Chalky.
Chalky White, yeah.
Chalky White, yo,
So Chalky White, that actor, he's in The Wire. He plays a guy named Omar,
Uma,
and he's a stand-up man.
yeah,
He's on his own, but he goes and robs the stash houses.
yeah.
But he's got like a aura about him because he can't be catched. No one can catch him, and he lives by a code. And he's he's on his own. And all the drug dealers, they hate him. They want to kill him, but no one can because he's one of those guys that has an aura about him and like he's like a ghost. He is untouchable, and all the drug dealers are scared of him. He can walk down the street with his gun, and everyone's scared to shoot him. All the soldiers are scared of him, but all their bosses are like, "Fuck, man, just kill him! Like, get rid of this asshole!" Like, you know. But all the soldiers are like, "Nah, man." He's like, "We can't kill him, man." It's like the boogeyman.
I gotta watch it, man.
Yeah, man. Omar, he's the man. Yeah, man. Nah, that was good. That was good. Rundown of this genre because Tulsa King is all about the genre, man, and we love this genre that comes on TV series or film. But now, man, we'll get right into our recap and spoiler alert because we're going to review and react to Tulsa King season 3, episodes 1 and 2 that dropped. I think episodes drop every Monday night. So tomorrow will be episode 3. I mean, on Monday will be episode 3. So yeah, we'll try our best to get you our reviews for every episode from now on for the Tulsa King. It's going to be a good one. Right now, I'm going to do the spoiler alert. If you guys haven't seen Tulsa King season 3, episodes 1 and 2, suggest you stop this podcast right now. Go and watch it. Then come back and listen to us break it down. This is the channel 135 recap.
Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert!
All right. Tulsa Kings, Season 3, Episode 1, Blood and Bourbon, directed by Jim McKay, written by Dave Erickson and Sylvester Stallone. Dwight is revealed to have been abducted by Agent Musso of the FBI, who reveals that Ripple, the man killed by Dwight for which Dwight was imprisoned, was an informant. Musso claims to have evidence that he could end the arrest of everyone in the Tulsa operation, but instead tells Dwight that he's free to go, as long as Dwight now answers to himself. Dwight later visits New York for a sit-down with Ray, a senior mafioso who offers him a senior New York role, which Dwight declines, but who then threatens Dwight for refusing to cut him in on Dwight's Tulsa operation. Dwight attempts to separate himself from Margaret, anticipating that she will otherwise be compromised by Musso. Mitch runs into Cleo Montague at the car dealership, who tells him that her father's distillery business is under threat from a rival, Jeremiah Dunmeyer, and wants to sell. Dwight decides he's interested, but at a subsequent meeting with Theodore Montague, his initial offer is refused, with Theodore citing a prior commitment with Dunmeyer. Blondie, Grace, and Tyson are sent to make a cash drop to Bevilacqua's crew using Bodie's electric car, which requires a change of location due to a range limit. At the meet, the bag turns out to contain Bodie's books instead of cash, so Bodie and one of the crew return for the cash, but Bodie subsequently threatens at gunpoint because he has Jimmy's killer. Cole Dunmeyer, Jeremiah's son, reveals to him that Theodore Montague has decided to accept Dwight's offer. Later the same night, Dunmeyer's crew kills Theodore and burns his house down. That was episode 1. Episode 2, The 50, directed by Jim McKay, written by Sherry Elwood. Dwight and Margaret meet at Dunmeyer's at Theodore's funeral, where there's a confrontation. Jeremiah offers Dwight 3 times what he has paid Montague, which Dwight refuses. Cleo later confirms that this is because of a secret stash of 50-year-old bourbon worth $150 million. Tyson agrees to ask his father, Mark, to assist with restoring the distillery's bottling system, who refuses, but Tyson's mother disagrees and persuades him to accept. Dwight, Bigfoot, and Mitch visit Warden Ostis, distributor previously threatened into dropping the Montague brand by Dunmeyer, who reluctantly agrees to cooperate. Cole Dunmeyer meets Cleo and attempts to reconcile with her, and then threatens her when she rejects him. Bevilacqua meets Dwight at the distillery and angrily demands a slice of the operation. Mark starts work at the distillery. Bodie discusses with Grace his plan to cyber spy on Jimmy's killer. Cole tells his father that Dwight has met with Justice. Jeremiah's crew beats Justice at his premises. Mark succeeds in getting the bottling operation running, and Dwight's crew toasts the release of the Montague 50. He later explains to Tyson he only accepted the job at his mother's insistence. Dwight meets with Fresher, who is running for governor, and reminds him that Fresher owes him a favor. Mitch is later attacked by Cole and his goons, but fights them off with Cleo's help. Jeremiah threatens Dwight and vows to destroy him. Dwight returns the threat, and that was your long as channel 135 recap. So, man, we touched on it a little bit, but man, what do you like about the series as a whole, man? This whole TV series from season 1 up to season 3.
I think straight off the bat, I like the story. Like, slide the time, Dwight comes out. He obviously took a plea for the mob, keep the silence. Fucking, they send him away. It's like that's what he got for his loyalty to the mob, to the family without folding, right? Because either he'd die and they'd have a rat stuck up his mully, or he'd the time. So he came out, and fucking they sent him away. And that was a big slap in the face. And it probably was the change of bosses where the head of New York families decided, oh, maybe he wasn't speaking honestly about what was happening with Dwight. That just the way that story just unfolded. Because like, look at Dwight's right hand now. It's literally one of the guys that he was going to war with, right? Just because he wasn't willing to kick up to them. But yeah, I just feel like just seeing Dwight go from literally, it's just the thank you that I get for doing time, wash my hands with it, fuck off. And look what he's done, bro. Like, you saw it sort of unfold in season 1 to season 2, the run-ins and the sharing of power to, like, and he's still in Tulsa, right? And now this third season is like, what the fuck? He just opened a can of worms, man. But it's like, this is like what he break down to Dunmire when he sat across from him at the bar. Hey, I'm gonna enjoy picking you apart and taking every bit of ancestry that the ancestors built. I'm gonna enjoy doing it. Like, bro, if that doesn't scream like don't fuck to me, surely tell me another thing that's on the man you can watch that's fucking come out again like that, man. Because that's a solid storyline, bro. No matter what angle you pick it at, because yeah, especially at his age too, for doing that time, shit. Most guys would just fucking roll over and do something small, but yeah, I just thought the storyline was with staying tuned in,
When they first announced this TV series, I remember seeing the ad for it, and all it was a picture of Sly in the suit in the middle of a street in a hick town, looked like, and the top said Tulsa King.
Yeah.
So then automatically thought Tulsa, like in Oklahoma, like cowboy town, and here's Sylvester Stallone in the suit, and implying that he's a gangster, and they had Taylor Sheridan involved too. And I thought, okay, this is man, I think this is gonna be mean because we got a gangster there, we got Sylvester Stallone, we got Taylor Sheridan. If you're a fan of Yellowstone, you're gonna be a fan of this. So I had high expectations, and I gotta be honest, I did not expect to see what I saw in season 1. Even the tone and the vibe of it, and like, to me, like, if you compare it to Sopranos in terms of the realism, like it fell short for me, the realism, because it felt like it was just a fun TV show story about a gangster dude that came out of prison. And you're right, all those things you said about him being in prison and being loyal to the mob he's worked for all his life, or he's been in all his life, and for them to come back and take him away, like, that's gonna hurt you, right? That's gonna, man, what the fuck, man? I did all this and you're gonna send me away? Like, you can't even give me a piece of action in New York?
Yeah.
Like, I deserve better than that, right? Oh yeah, so you're gonna send me away to do my own thing? Oh, I'm gonna do my own thing then, and he goes and does his own thing. And New York doesn't even recognize he does everything until he starts making some money. And then they start getting interested. It's like, fuck off. You guys didn't, hey. That is a big, like, fucking.
Yeah, fuck, it's hard to justify it, eh? Like, they sent him away. This was the thank you for not saying anything. It's like, hey, what the fuck's down there? It's like, there's nothing down there. And you only need to see, like, when the KC crew is like hearing about some dude that's come from New York fucking pushing and pressing and then fucking growing. Like, he's got his own establishment now. But like, we was Like, and all of a sudden he's like, bro, you know the area code you're in? Like, bro, you got to kick up to me, like, fucking
Yeah.
you in my area, you know?
Yeah,
That's when it's like, oh, okay, oh, here we go, you know? But it goes to show, man. It's like, what, 10% of nothing is better than nothing, eh? And I just love how they throw percentages out there, because, bro, if you listen to the way he fucking doesn't fucking repeat himself, right? Even with the distillery in that now, it's like, bro, you say the numbers once. That's why it's funny that the KC crew is like, thinking, wait, I'll get back to you, because they got to digest the numbers, right? And then they got to think the worst case or the best case scenario. Nah, I like it, bro, because, yeah, it's all about percentages, bro. If you want 10% or something, or fucking 1% or nothing, it's up to you. It's like, you gotta be pumped and ready, you know, because that's how the negotiators talk, man.
Yeah, I didn't expect what I expected when I watched season 1. Season 1 was good. I wanted it to be excellent. I wanted it to be up there with Sopranos and The Wire. It wasn't.
Yeah.
But at least the story was okay for me. So I was like, okay. Because you had a bit of different things. You had like a character like Tyson.
Yeah.
Because he's a different ethnic. So he allows different ethnicities into his crew, which is like a no-no in the Italian mafia in New York.
Colored. Yeah. For colored guys.
Yeah. So I think there was a real life gangster those days, Joe Gallo. They called him Crazy Joe. They were angry at him. He was in the 60s. He was in New York. He was in the Colombo family. He was a captain in there. But he had black people in his crew and all that. So he was like looked down for doing that. So it's a bit like that. But I thought, like, you know, there's a different sort of dynamic there. So, you know, but it was cool. The story was still cool. But I think what really got over the line for me was season 2. Because for me, season 1 was a 5 out of 10. Yeah. Season 2, at the beginning of season 2, it was like 6 out of 10. But at the end of season 2, man, it went up to like 8 out of 10, 9 out of 10. Because for me, it's all about the obstacles that Sly has to go through, right? So looks like now, every season, it's worse and worse for Sly. Like his what he has to do to go up against who's against him, it gets worse every season. And that's interesting because now in season 3, man, I don't know how you can it's worse. The bad guy in season 3, if you recognize him, he's Terminator 2, the guy on Terminator 2. Robert Patrick. He looks like a badass, So he's got his hands full now. Plus the fact that the FBI is on him as well. So there's that as well. So New York seems to be like a little fish in the sea now. They're like, but I don't know if because we introduced to the boss over there in New York, he went to see him. That guy named Ray.
Yeah.
So and it's funny because he was doing exactly the same thing that New York was doing there, and like they want a piece of his action.
Yeah.
And he sort of told Sly the same thing, and Sly said, "Man, nah, man, this is my own thing over there. I built it up. You guys didn't want me. See me over there. You thought there was nothing over there, but you guys didn't have any imagination. You know, I built something from scratch. Now you want a piece, nah, man. So, yeah, man. For me, like now we're up to season 3. I love season 3, man. Season 3 is looking to be like a big one, man. And just the stakes are higher for Sly. The stakes are higher for his crew. And if anything, season 2 told me that no one is safe. Because the amount of people that die, like the way they died in that,
the way they died,
like, you know, no one is safe, man. Anyone can die, man. Even these main characters that we love now, like Bodhi, like you talked about him, how he lost his friend, and you know, we know his sort of affliction now. We know what he's all about. We kind of feel sorry for him. You know, we know where his pain comes from. And Tyson too, like we don't want him to die because you know he's got his mom and dad. His mom and dad don't like what he's doing. But he's making something for himself, you know. He's part of a crew, you know. So his crew itself, all the characters, you know, they're likable characters now. They're part of our like we don't want to see them hurt or anything.
They're part of the Tulsa crew, but also it's like it creates the adversity amongst all the individual characters that puts it together. That it's like no matter whose character you're following. The connection's already there because we've seen that through season 1, season 2. Like there's no new characters in terms of Sly's crew. So now you're right, man. It's like it keeps you engaged. You don't want anyone to fall off his crew because then his crew's gonna be short. But you remember when the season 1 when they had no numbers, right? And they would have fussed with their other gang with the bats, like with the helium. Fucking crack up. And then Tasha's dad had to go down. What the fuck? Okay, we take your old man to go fuss with a club. Surely. Come on. And look now, they own their place. That's their Sly's house now. Like that's the Whites and there his fucking bar. So, nah, that's funny, eh?
But it's pretty cool because if you think about, well, if you want to talk about the realism, what you have to do if you're a guy like Dwight ending up in a town like Tulsa and starting from scratch, these are the things you have to deal with. The bikie gangs first, because they're like the low level ones. So you gotta deal with them first. If you want to set up shop in this new town, you gotta think about who owns that town in the underground. So the bikies are first. Then you got anyone else there. You got the established Italian mob that in the town next door, the KC mob, which is an established mob. So you got to pay tribute to them as well, or make sure that they understand that you're doing business there. You got to make sure you not have to step on anyone's toes, when you start a new operation.
But that's what I mean. Like it's about percentages, bro. If you're not listening to the percentages, and you're not specific, right? Because even look how many times KC and that have been fucking caught up. Because like they thought, hey man, what happened to 50-50, guys? That was of the marijuana. The fucking bowling is a fucking total different guess. Like if you want a fucking number, fucking come back and talk to me later. It's like, bro, you gotta be fucking onto it, bro. It's like it clearly shows that this guy is like a dumbass if he says, I'll get back to you. Because you can't crunch the numbers out loud, Because you look at like bits of the Soprano when fucking Tony would go, they'll go back and forth with how much they're gonna get off whatever run, or like this is what we're gonna get off the espionage. Hey, chuck me a number. Like now we want fucking 10%. Fuck off, and then we'll give you 7.5, and they're like, come on, 8. This guy fucking check a number and he's like, 8 guy value. I was like, come on, bro, fucking just do the numbers and say yes, bro. See, look, 15%, 7.5. Fuck it, 7.5. You need 7.5. But if you can't do the math, bro, it's like you're a fucking target, eh? Like, bro, you just chuck wrong numbers and say yes to it. Then, shading, bro, it has to be the top of your, you be on your game when you're doing that with guys like the White in there.
All right, season 3 started a couple of weeks ago. It comes out every Monday, or drop every Monday. So yeah, man, because I don't really know when it drops, so I just always checked up. But I just looked up now and it drops every Monday, so all good. So episode 1 and 2 of season 3 has started. We left season 2 at the end of season 2 with the White getting arrested at the end and taken away by the cops. So we don't know what's going on. So that was like a cliffhanger. So season 3 starts and we end up seeing what happens to Dwight. And it looks like that there's an FBI guy named Musso who knows him from ages ago before he went into prison. And apparently when he spoke to him, he killed his informant. And it feels like a personal thing now. Maybe this informant he was attached to on a personal level, like a friend. Felt sorry for this informant that Dwight killed. Dwight went to prison, and now that Dwight's out, he knows he's out. Probably got all the evidence against him. They can put him away, because that's what he said. Hey, I've got all the evidence now. We can put you away, but we won't. Now you're working for us. Like, like stick to your phones. If we call, you have to run, right? You have to get up. So there's that now. So he gets set free.
Yeah.
It's a new opportunity now. The new opportunity is, you got these 2 rival families, the Montague and the Dunmire. Looks like they're families over the generations, eh?
Yeah.
Their fathers.
Into the bootlegging,
Yeah. And they're always against each other, eh? Like those family feuds, eh? It's like a generational family feud.
It's like, say there was like Jim Beam and Jack Daniels, say 2 families going at it, 2 businesses, 2 big names from the same city, same area code, and like fucking like hating on each other to not sell and not get distribution in that city or that part of the town. And like to the point, like, but obviously one's gonna outmuscle the other. But for the Montague to never bow down, you know what I mean? Like, fuck, I love that, bro. Like this guy died fucking keeping to his word, but with honor. Because in the end, he just saw the helping hand. Like when Dwight said, bro, your friend is my friend, your enemy my enemy. Like, fuck, bro, who wouldn't say yes to that? And especially for legacy, because his daughter doesn't have cousins, eh? So it's sort of like pretty much starts and dies with them.
Yeah,
like, that's right. That's food for thought, bro. It's like, fuck. So what are you gonna do, right? It's like, bro, you want to go shake hands with the enemy? You'd want to fucking gain at least some power,
Yeah. So that deal he makes with Sly, so now Sly's a partner, and this angers the other family. the Dunmires. So, but man, in episode 1, at the end of there, when he comes in and beats Theodore up to death, burns his house down, this guy means business. He doesn't fuck around. This guy. So this is a new villain for the Tulsa King, and as far as the villains go, he looks like a badass.
Dixie Mafia, bro.
Dixie
don't
Mafia.
fuck around. Don't fuck around, bro. But it's funny that even KC and that were saying, like, man, don't fuck around. Like, these guys are connected, man. Like, whatever you do, fucking, they got foot soldiers, man, and they got backup, So that's why they were a bit worried about fucking them over, like, But you're lucky, though. Like, I guess a showman. It's like, you do your due diligence and just be patient, because something will come out, even though the insurance wasn't going to pay them out. So it was just cool that they just waited, and when they saw the will late, all that stuff came out, which is, damn, 50-year-old bourbon, fuck, shelf value, damn.
We get new characters, so the Dunmire daughter, like you were saying, like, has a thing for, what's the cowboy guy's name?
The Montague daughter, what's this?
Yeah, the Montague daughter. Oh, Mitch. His name's Mitch.
Yeah, Mitch. But
so
see,
Mitch and Cleo.
Yeah.
So they're old high school mates.
Yes. But Dunmire sends his son over to go do a job, and he will say someone close, and he didn't finish it, and then it backfired. So that's where it's a bit, what the hell's going to happen now? Like, goes over, gets his hand cut, and then his dad fucking moves his hand. Like, shut it up. This guy's fucking sick, bro.
But his son, he's like a bossy. Boss dude. He's a character that, I don't know, you want to see get hit in the face.
Yeah, well, after he helped the bar lady, it makes me wonder, like, man, is she going to fall for him? And, like, she be the insider to them? You know what I mean? Because that's the whites establishment, right?
That's who?
Because that's the whites bar lady, the one who got followed out.
Yeah.
So it makes you wonder, because he stood up for her, and she looked at him like, and he's like, "Are you okay?" And then her reaction was, "Yeah, I'm fine. Like, you saved me." Like, she was just blown away. Like, wow, you never know, bro. Who knows?
So episode 1 sets this all up, right? It also gives us some more insight into the Tulsa crew. So Bodie, like we were talking before, like his sort of pain because he lost his friend, and he's got a grudge against one of the soldiers on Beverly Walker's crew, and it comes to a head when he pulls a stunt where he puts his books in the bag in place of the money, and he has to go back. So he's playing a fire, this kid, Well, what does this tell you? That he's in it, like he's like a kid that's like, he just wants to do his marijuana business. He doesn't want to do the violence and all of that, but he's stuck in the corner with Sly, and he has to do it now. But now it looks like he's getting into, like, I think that ordeal with almost being shot and his friend getting killed sort of takes him up. He's not scared to hold a gun now,
I think
do what he did.
Like, they say you're rocking a hard place. He's now he's cornered, and it's like, bro, are you gonna come out firing, or are you just gonna sit there and die? But he doesn't want to fuck, because he obviously built that up from scratch, right? From a couple of seeds to what it is, and he's like, fucking doesn't want to let go of it because that's his baby. But at the same time, when you're supposed to work with the guy who shot your best mate, it's like, but I reckon further down the season, there'll be an episode. There'll be a bit in one of the episodes where he's left alone with the guy, and then he's either gonna fucking OD him, or clip him, or make it look like he was an accident.
Yeah, that's right. It's funny because in the world of the mafia, and if I take you back to Boardwalk Empire, in one of the episodes there's a scene where they just finished their gang war, and they have to have a meeting, and in the room is Nucky, Joe the boss, and Rothstein, and they're all angry at each other, and they're wondering why they're there at the meeting. And there's a thing where I think Nucky was saying, there's someone says a line that says, "There's nothing like saying sorry, like giving you some money." So everyone's paid off. And then all the problems go away.
Yeah.
So it's like that with the relationship between KC and Sly. Because if you don't see the money, there's a problem, right? So they probably hate each other, but they do business. Doing business.
That's it.
It's all about the money. So if Like when they had that conversation, when Bill he rang Sly and said, "What the fuck, man? Your man putting a gun in my man. Like,
Yeah.
what's that all about?" Like he was mad,
Yeah.
so he wants payback for that. He goes, "Nah, your man killed my man's mate, so he told me, and I okayed it.
Yeah.
So whatever happened, fuck, it's okay. Like it cancels it out, right?
Cancel each other out. But yeah, like in saying that, when you talk about the money, that's like the espionage jobs when
Yeah.
the tiles and the cables going missing, right? And the Teddy was like, "The fuck, the cabling, the tiles?" And he goes, "But how much money did you get from it, right?" And they're like, "Don't worry, boss, we cut your cut." And he's like, "Yeah, in the promise, yeah. What's
Yeah.
next?" It's like 200K. That's yours. It was like, okay, sweet, yeah. Yeah, move on. Like, fuck it, yeah, it's done. Yeah, that's true, man.
So and there's that scene at near the end of the episode where they are working together, and I think it was Bodhi's talking to the girl, and the girl goes, "Oh man,
Yeah,
you're right." Like, because the other guy he came to say sorry.
yeah.
Bill told me I had to come, say sorry.
It's nothing like I wouldn't shoot. You wanted to kill your own colleague, eh?
Yeah.
You're with each other, like, yeah, fuck, yeah. Awkward, eh? How awkward, right? But fuck that, having to look over your shoulder, eh? God, eh? You want feet to like get into a scrap, but to fucking get shot, it's like, what the fuck?
So yeah, that was pretty cool. But I like the conversations, the two scenes with conversations between Dunmire and Sly.
Yeah,
Because man, these are conversations where they're like eyeing each other up,
yeah,
talking each other up. Like, I'm the man, no, I'm the man. If you dare do this, I'm gonna do this. And it's like, well, bring it on. Because if you do this, I'm gonna do this. This back and forth.
yeah.
And to me, that's a build up, That is building up to something that's gonna. I don't know how bad it's gonna be, but it feels like it's gonna be bad,
But in
feels
that,
like-
bro, in that last conversation inside Sly's establishment, like, I thought, oh, like when Dwight was talking about taking his whatever his family built and picking it bit by bit and then owning it bit by bit and having fun, bro. I was like, "Sorry." But then the big fuck you when Dunbar stood up and he goes, "There's two things you can do in this life, right? That you gotta do by yourself." I was like, "Get it, man. That's gonna be a good life when he walks away." Eh?
Yeah.
It's fucking believe in yourself to do it and fucking die. I was like, "Get me, right?" Bro, these writers, bro, got some fucking good content. But it must be real, man. It has to stem and come from something legit, man. Like, even if it was like country stories. Because obviously the Dixie Mafia involvement, like back in the real crime syndicate, was like from the 80s, the 60s to the 80s, man. But fuck, for those stories to still float about with someone like as crazy as Dunmire, like, fuck, if he's crazy enough to burn his own son for fucking up a job that he should have done, to like going to someone's establishment, like, that's the thing that fuck in my head is like, bro, Bigfoot standing there with a gun. You came in literally with his son, but he's in the car park. What's he gonna do from the car park, bro? Like, he must have a bit of crazy in his head, to just walk into Sly's establishment. Because, like, how many fucking clubs would you ever do that if you were acting in like what's it called? Like on Tokyo Drift, like on Fast and Furious, they walk in, here's your money. You think you can walk in and walk out? What the fuck?
Yeah.
He's surrounded here. It's like, this guy walked in there by himself and fucking walked himself out. It's like, surely they could have hung him then. They could have killed him then. I was like, it makes it interesting if Sly is up for the fight, man.
The Dixie Mafia, they come up again in the TV series Ozarks. Have you seen that? It's on Netflix. So that's another one that's based around Missouri. So it's a country town, and that story is about money launderer who runs away from the cartel. It's the Mexican cartel. He's a money launderer for the Mexican cartel, and he's based in Chicago.
Yeah.
And he takes off and runs away to a small town in Missouri. But that town in Missouri is like, that's where the Dixie Mafia is. So that was one series that second time I heard that name. How badass do you think the Dunmires are, though? Because there's a scene where he's in old school. Like, there's a scene when he's making the moonshine.
Yeah, he's in his
He does it the old school way.
Yeah.
He wears the old clothes and he does it outside in the fire. He's got the old tools, the old equipment.
Yeah.
And then it comes out as moonshine. Bro, is he like he's like a purist, eh? He likes doing things old school.
Yeah. Well, I think, bro, that's literally that process, and the way they distill hasn't changed. The way moonshine and all that stuff is brewed, it hasn't changed, bro. Like, literally how he was malting the barley through the grinder, and boiling, and then setting the offset with the furnace and that, like that process hasn't changed, bro. It still stays the same. It's just like the it's the volume of how you do it. But otherwise the way you cook it is exactly the same, man. So it's just crazy, like that he's trying to take that, the Montague fucking legacy in all their brew, because he obviously knows that there was a batch made back then that and because it hasn't been able to be sold. It's like, fuck, he knows it's fucking probably with heaps of furthers found. Yeah. But I mean, yeah, it'll be interesting how the rest of the season unfolds about showing him and what he obviously does, because he does it himself, right?
So how powerful do you think he is? Do you think this guy
bro.
is the badass villain than what we've seen before?
He's the Al Capone. Oh, not Al Capone. He's the Don Corleone of Oklahoma, bro. Because if he's got the judges, the cops, the fucking insurance people, and the distributors, what's missing? It's like literally, because he's everywhere. And like even Tyson's dad, when he said it as well, it's like, you mean the guy who died inside his house because he had a run-on with Dunmire? Like, fucking, that's screaming like, don't fuck with them, bro, because they will fucking. And the show would be like, the guy just had a conversation. The town's that small. Oh, we heard that Manfredi was here. So I didn't agree with you. Well, you're the only one he saw. Bro, they fussied him straight away. It's a bit of Samoan in that too, eh? It's like, fucking, actually, once. Where is it? Wrong answer. Fussy Lord, come on. It's like, damn. But yeah, he must be fucking mental, bro. Has to be, bro. To do that to his own son and then do it just on the whispers, Like he didn't even he didn't even know 100% that the white and they had cut a deal with him. It was just whispers. So he went in. Oh yeah, if you're gonna swing that way, fuck yeah, you'll get yours.
There seems to be like a mole now in the crew, right? Because that FBI dude, the Muso, he knows a lot of information, inside information. So do you think there's like foreman?
Yeah, I reckon
or
it
someone?
could be I could be reading the Balangigole. I couldn't see it being anyone else.
Yeah, I was thinking maybe it might be New York. The guy who knows. Maybe it's, what's his name? Is it Ray?
The one who plays he's on Boardwalk Empire. He plays what's his face? Lucky Luciano. I don't know, but yeah, I thought they're Balangigole only because because there has to be someone inside the White's crew, man, to know as much as what they're picking up on.
True.
I think Tyson would be, he's too loyal. Brody, he wouldn't do it because fucking, I think there's a small part of him that loves how Dwight is. Like when he said, if you're part of my crew, you're my family. That makes us family. It doesn't matter. And if that's your family, it's like you're connected. That's us. So her, there's no backstory to her. So that's why it's like, okay, it has to be her. Oh, that's my thoughts anyway.
It was probably a good thing they did with Margaret, his girlfriend. He kind of pull her out of the picture so she doesn't get hurt or doesn't get involved.
Yeah. Because she was the one, Kangi Vale said, hey, beautiful ladies. That's the shit I got then. How he's like, hello to Joe. Man, you can do this shit. Too much.
So this is the Joanne.
Yeah.
You know the actress?
Yeah. She's on Sopranos, eh?
She looks different, eh?
Yeah, she was Makakoa, man. Oh, shit.
Damn.
They need a AI that shit down, bro. Make it a little bit better, eh? Even Margaret.
She was Tony's affair, eh? The castle girl, eh?
Yeah, well, she was the other patient seeing Dr. Murphy as well, man. Fuck, remember? That's how they met outside the office. What the fuck? The crazy, touch the curve and see Carmela and drop her for him. Fuck, God, man.
Annabella Scoria is her name.
That was a sad part, that part of the Sopranos.
Yeah, but man, I gotta say, she was Chagan, man, back in the days. But now, man, she's old, eh? Like, fuck, I can't believe how much she's changed her face. Yeah. Now she's old. So yeah, big. I was thinking, is plastic surgery gone wrong? Or I don't know. Or age.
These on her, eh?
Yeah. So her character Joanne, who plays Manfredi's sister, Joanne Manfredi. So she's got a big parts in season 3. Eh? She's like now have responsibility. She's in charge. She's like the manager now of the businesses. She's the manager of the marijuana business. Looks like she's the manager of the distillery. But this is Dwight's way of not putting his name on the contracts, eh? as
But
owner.
is it her sister or is it his ex? I'm sure it's his ex. Because you remember when they talk about how, what's it called? How she followed her brother around when she's referring to Dwight.
Mm.
Yeah, she's saying, remember you followed my brother around. That's how you got into this. I remember she said it. I think it was in the second episode. Yeah. Because then his daughter, I think they sort of got a character to look like the daughter with the twins.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, no, it's his ex. Yeah, that's the thing I couldn't stand. It's like, nah, it's not a sister. It's his ex.
Mm.
That's what I got. Yeah.
Yeah, so she's got a bigger role now, in the businesses.
I get it, though. You see how, like, Tony, when he wanted to train Chris up to speak, or still, like, you speak for me, you speaking for us. We respect about it. I don't want to say anything, you know? And if it sounds off, then I'll say something. But no, yeah, that's how the bus should operate. The bus should be doing like that. You fucking talk on my behalf, man. Fuck, you know, I'm just here to bask in the glory of Muddy, you know? Fuck. But no, it's good that he's doing that because it also attaches you less to the mob because now he's being chased, right? So they want to get him working, so that's why he's getting her to talk for him. That's I'm assuming like that's the bigger reason why. And also like be clean slate, you know, legit.
Man, I always laugh at the character of Bill and Casey because I love it when he's always angry.
Totally.
Like, I don't know, like he's sneaky, eh? Because at the beginning when we first meet him, he had the right to say, "What's going on? You're one of you guys from New York. Come over here and start." You know, so he's going to make a deal, right? And it does make a deal, right?
Yeah.
He gets a percentage of the marijuana, so that ended well. That ended how it's supposed to be ended, right? He's part of it. He's got a percentage of it just because he owns that territory, right? So, but now when other things happen, he wants to get a piece of it too, right? But in this scene, it's interesting because Sly tells him no, but we need your trucks. So you got a piece of it because we need your trucks, right? So it's a need to know. You're on a need to know basis. Like just because we're doing business here doesn't mean you're on everything, right?
Yeah.
So but you know, Bill, he wants to get in everything, eh? And he believes he's disrespected when he doesn't get involved. But that's where he's wrong, eh? Because Sly tells him, fuck, this is not yours.
But that's I think that's the because Manfredi's because he's been pulled in, right? Because he's an informant. Like think of that. He's an informant. He's gonna eventually have to share what he knows. So he's trying to be on the outer, but he's also trying to tell his partner without telling him, like, bro, back off a bit, man. Because fucking when it all falls down, fucking one of us is gonna fall hard and it'll be him. But he sort of just keeps falling into the trap of like, bro, what the fuck's going on? You know? He wants to know. It's like, you don't need to know. All you need to collect is your money. Like, you don't have to know what's fucking happening. But the more he keeps doing it, the more he becomes the target. It's like, oh, fucking, if anything, if we don't get Manfredi on it, we'll go after him, right? But that's the thing. It's like, oh, fuck yeah. But he's lucky, like, because, you know, the way they came after Dwight, it could have easily been him, right? If they retaliated back and forth. But because it was like, fuck it, he shot the boss on one of the boys from New York, it was a done deal because he was sick of the talking, right? It's like, oh, fuck it. Oh, if he can't give a straight answer, boom, you're done. We're partners now, so 50-50. But yeah, you got to be more specific, right? 50-50 of what, you know? That's where his fucking percentage fucked him up. So, yeah, bro. Scary times, bro.
Who do you think, over the years, over the series, the 3 seasons, like so a lot of these characters in the Tulsa crew, like the big change, the character arcs is Bodhi, because he's got a bit of action. We haven't focused on Tyson as much yet, but he's still in the same place where he is. He's just keen to be involved with something, and he's making some money.
Yeah.
But what character for you is sort of stood out?
So far or throughout the whole 3?
So far.
I'd say just the White's character, but in terms of his crew, it would be Tyson, because remember, this guy was just the driver. That's how they start. You know, usually you start as the driver or like below that, like the drivers fucking go get lunch. But because he's the driver, and because Manfredi is who he is, fuck, he got them gold in the truck. He was driving around in the truck, and he goes, "You take the truck home, and you come have breakfast. You come do this." So he made his way up, almost to the point like, you know, he might be like a second captain in the crew almost. But then when his dad almost died, but to see the retaliation of Dwight and the family to go after, you know what I mean? The singers, like that is me. It's like, and Dwight was like, "I don't want you to. Once you do it, you can't take it back." And then eventually he was like, "Oh nah, I'll pull the trigger." It's like, bro, you didn't have to do this, bro. Because you can see the protection he was trying to give them. Because once you step into that wheel, it's like, so they want you in your 10 toes, fucking, we can't pull you back up. So, it'll probably be him, bro. Yeah, that's the line you cross, bro. It's like, once you take someone's life, bro, this is like one of many to come after this. It would be Tyson, Ben, of all his crew, because Bigfoot was fucking a gangster, like from being on the doors and doing that shit work, anyways. The car salesman guy, like, he didn't remember enough because he was just a fucking drunk karaoke singer in the band, you know. You obviously gotta have one fucking lover in your crew, one who always fucking plays up.
It's funny how you mentioned how Tyson is the driver, because that's where you start. Because I remember there's a scene on Sopranos where they're having a meeting with New York with Johnny Sack, and in the meeting Tony's there, and Christopher's there, and Christopher speaks something, and Christopher speaks, and then they get angry, and Johnny Sack goes, "Man, I remember when you used to be the driver. You know what? You should still be there."
That's the scene when they goes, "What the fuck did I say? I told you to shut the fuck. Don't say fuck. I'm sorry."
So we just any other scenes you wanna mention?
Nah, bro. I just the ending of that bit with Dunmire said those fucking crazy remarks to Manfredi. Fuck, man, he's got some balls, man. Like, you think about it, right? Imagine, like, you know, anyone who's watching and listening, man. Imagine someone coming into your house and going, "You know what? I'll fucking sleep in your bed and with your missus, and then I'll have a cup of tea and fuck off." Like, imagine that. Imagine that, bro. Like, how you would feel after you've just told them, "Actually, I'll come in to your house, take your wife and kids and the house and the land and everything your family brought to this country." How about that? Like, if that's your comeback with me, bro, you better pack heavy, bro. And Casey even said it, bro. Fuck, he's connected, and that came from him, bro. And that's a guy who's established. You know what I mean? He's an established made man in Oklahoma, so he's polite. So it says a lot about Dunmire and his power, right? That we haven't seen yet. But fuck, if he's crazy enough to fucking swing him once you fucking, you know, last descendant inside of his own house, like, bro, you fucking sick, bro.
So we got 10 episodes in this season, episode 3, and I'm just looking at all the names of the titles of the episodes. So we got the next one's called The G and the OG, and then Staring Down the Barrel, and then On the Rocks, and then Bubbles, Arts of War, then Nothing is Over, and then Dead Weight. So, man, by the looks of these titles, man, it looks like it's gonna be a lot of action.
For 45 minutes before fucking watching football, this fucking is a lot to fucking digest, eh? It's brilliant to watch, dude. It's not that much.
Yeah, man, I'm enjoying it. Interesting. Episode 8 is called "Nothing Is Over." That's a famous line for Sly on First Blood.
Yeah.
Nothing is over. Nothing. Yeah, man. We'll end this podcast with asking who's winning this episode 1 and 2.
Do episode 1 first?
Yeah.
For in my opinion, it was fucking Dunmire won that fucking straight out the gate. Fuck, you know, introduction of the big boss Ray, fucking mint jack shit.
Yeah.
The conversations Manfredi had with KC is like fucking mint shit. Because, bro, to see a made man like him, and he's not even part of a Italian family, is like, fuck, who is this cat?
Yeah.
Did you see the fucking way he operates, bro? Damn. He won fucking episode 1 for me, straight out the gate. But choose.
I'm gonna do 1 and 2, and yeah, same as you. I think Dunmire's won 1 and 2. just introduced himself as the badass villain this time. I've never seen a villain like this in Tulsa King yet. Like none of the villains have been like him, me. Like straight up,
Nah,
like a straight up dude.
straight up.
Like
G,
all the other
bro.
villains has been sneaky,
Mm,
and they just come at the end and do
yeah.
the action and they die. But I think that this guy is different because he's not afraid of Sly. Hey, he's not afraid,
Nah,
and he can go into his house like you said and say his words and walk out.
yeah.
Like he's showing a lot of power. He shows in the end of season 1, episode 1, season 3, the way he burned down Theodore's house. Like this guy doesn't
Yeah.
give a fuck. Eh? And he burned his own son's hand. Like this guy doesn't give a fuck. So,
Like, yeah, to be sick, like to the extent of like your mai in the head, to show up to the funeral of the man you killed.
Mhm.
That's how fucked like this guy is, like as a character, you know. But
Mm.
to show up to the person you literally had murdered, like that says a lot, man. It's not even
So-
real, eh?
Ain't real. But man, but what it tells me what's happened, especially the 2 conversations we've seen Sly and Dynamite have, man, it's gonna be all out war, man.
Yeah.
These and looking at the titles of the next episodes, like looks like there's gonna be action packed season 8, and they're gonna come at each other. And I think there's gonna be a cost too. I think a major character might die, man. One of the crew might die, man. It feels like it, and you just gotta brace for that. I think.
Everything's Margaret, eh? Who's Margaret?
Yeah, might be. I don't know, but I feel like a major character will die. Yeah, that was my 1 and 2. Dynamite, did one for episode 2.
Oh man, I was split on this one. I was split on this one, but I'd say Dunmire's son, bro. What's his name? Carl? Was it Cole?
Cole, yeah.
It'll be Cole, bro. The reason because he went to go do a task that is that, and up until he failed that, fucking he was insane. But then he showed his vulnerability to gung into his dad, and then we saw the way he was being treated. So if he's fucked up for a reason, it's because of that. But he's that mentally like a bit slow that he thought he could get with the Montague girl. It's like,
Yeah.
bro, what the fuck is wrong with you? She literally hates your guts, but you actually like there's a chance. Like that to me screams like, bro, qualify. Why is he like that? Well, clearly his dad's fucked in the head. That's why he's like him. So it's like, yeah, nah, he won there for me because like, bro, it takes a bit of like fucking mental fucking bashing for him to not realize the stuff that's happening, you know. So yeah, that when I watched it back, I was like, bro, this guy doesn't get it, you know.
And now useless were those 2 guys that went to beat up Mitch. Hey,
In the middle of the night, even, eh? Charlie. You know, because I was watching it on my phone, so I was like, what the fuck? Like, this guy's covering his face. Then I saw another guy's face. Charlie, this is like 3-on-1 of these fucking kids hiding. Charlie, fuck. But that's what I mean. It's like, how can you just go there? 3 of you fucking go. It's only 1 guy and fail. Like, right. Like, that's why Cole won it for me, bro. I feel like I hate guy going back to tell his dad. Oh damn.
nice. Also, yeah, man, that's it for Channel 135 this week on our reactions and reviews of the Tulsa King season 3. Thanks also for jumping on. Always a pleasure to have you on, man. Especially to talk about movies and TV. But yeah, man, you can catch Let's and the boys, myself, on the EOTC podcast, the Empty Out the Clip podcast. Go tune into that. Our podcast about current events and our opinions. No retractions. Yeah, man. Thanks for jumping on the 135 Channel 135 to break down Tulsa King. We'll be back for the next episode review soon.
You're free. Let's go.
All right. Have a good week. Bye.